Okay. Okay. So what you
Yes.
want to know about computer?
Sir, it's a coding. Coding. Sir. Yes.
No, I'm not clear about your question yet. You have to explain a little bit what exactly is your question, because coding is a very general word, right? I mean, uh, computer. You said
Sir,
that you have to. Let me try to understand. You said you have to go to exhibition.
yes.
Okay, so in exhibition, what you have to show? You are
We
going
have
to
to
be.
make a game.
You have to make what?
A
Game.
game. Yes.
Okay. So basically, you what you are trying to develop is a software for a game. Basically, you are trying to
Yes.
develop a game, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So then your project is how to develop a game on
Yes.
computer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So uh, yes, uh, Gauri Shankar, you can go. Arth, you can go ahead. Introduce yourself. Arth, what happened? He is. You are mute. You are mute. Arth, you are mute. Unmute yourself.
नहीं दुखा.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Arjun. So basically, you are trying to develop a game. So let me tell you, how can you begin your research? Now I see your point. On YouTube, if you go on the YouTube, you can search on the YouTube as well as on the Google search screen there also, and you can put the keyword how to develop games, or how to develop software games, or how to simply you can say software games, or anything software games, or games software. This is games software is your keyword. Okay. Now,
Yes.
for your information, there are many companies who are already developing games. They that's their full-time job. There are hundreds of engineers and software engineers working for them. So it is not simply developing a game is not simply coding. There are many things. When you do a project, you have to first define what you want to do. Then, uh, so that is the objective part. Then, objective part comes the logistic. What are the things you need to develop your project, right? And that is where you will need that. You need a computer. You need a first. You have to plan a game. You have to first physically. You have to understand which game you are going to play. Let's say, for example, just to simplify, let's say that you are trying to develop a game for playing football or soccer. In India, we call football, but here we call it soccer, okay, or cricket, whichever you like. Then, first you have to know how you are going to play the game, right? So you will have to, depending on what game you are trying to develop, you have to decide that um, there will be two parties will be playing. It is going to be only two-person game, like one on the each side, or it's going to be a team on each side. And if there is a team, how many people are going to be in each team? So these things in the requirement you have to develop. So in the requirement or logistic, you say that these are the things needed, that, and then you have to define how the game is being played physically. Okay. Once you physically explain that how the game works, I'm giving an example of soccer because I understand soccer better than the cricket. That Then in the soccer game, if you play in the school, you might have seen it there, that in the soccer game, there are two teams. You need two teams. Then you need umpires or referees. You need referees. There are two referees in the field all the time. Then there are 11 players. And then there are 11 players. Then among the 11 players, there are like a couple of positions are fixed, like goalie is fixed, uh, quarterback is fixed. So those kind of things you have to define: forward, uh, forward, defense, all those positions. There is a name for all of them that you will have to define on the papers for, and then you have to say that when kickoff begins, like which is the start of the game, then there is a time, right? Then also you have to develop in the game that if there is a hand throw or penalties, penalty corner, penalty stroke, how those things are going to happen, how the scoring will be happen. So all these things you need to quantify or explain in your logistic part requirements. And then once you have developed all that, then you will need a software engineer who doesn't know about the games. You will have to explain to game that this is how we are going to play, and then the software team will then start accordingly coding, because software engineers don't know you. Whatever you tell them, software engineers don't do by themselves for the project, because they don't know about this game. You know only. So you will be explaining to them how you want this game to be played on the software, just like you physically play in the field, right? That's exactly what it is. So all these things has to be defined to them. Then they will identify the their requirement. What is the software requirement? Then you have to provide those software requirement for them, which language you are going to use. There are so many software languages you can use. Then they can code for you. Okay. So all the actions you want, you will have to tell them step by step how the game begins. Okay, so this is how it is. Not that coding is done just like that. There is a, for the coding is the last step, not last. You can call it in the final part. First, any project you do, there is always two. We divide it in two parts: front end and back end. Front end is in your case, you have to develop everything. You have to develop the requirements for everything. Okay. And then back end will be that you will work with the software engineer for coding. And then once you code it, then it can be done. Okay. Now let's see if you got what I'm trying to say. If you have any follow-up question, you can tell me about it. Mallik ji
Good
joined
evening.
also.
Good evening, sir.
And
Good evening to everyone.
Evening, sir.
So Amarnath ji, good morning, is it?
yes, it's almost like 11:30 right now, lunchtime.
Yeah, just before. And then we have Gaurish.
That is Earth. That is my relative. He finally had joined. I have been asking him to join.
Oh,
Apeksha,
good, good.
uh, and then Aryan is always there, so that's good.
Yeah.
Uh, Earth, you want to introduce yourself? Why you mute and unmute? Unmute and then say something about yourself. You have joined for a long time.
Myself?
No, I'm talking about Earth. Since he had joined after a long time, I'm asking him to
Yeah, yeah.
introduce. But
Okay.
Earth, go ahead. Okay, Apeksha, maybe you can introduce Apeksha or Akanksha, whoever is there, and Earth. You all can introduce. Okay, So, Malikji, Aryan has a question today for he wants to develop a, a, a game, software game. Okay. He has,
Okay.
that is his project. So that is what the topic I started with him. I am telling him that, you know, you have to start as a project planning. This something you do, you don't do just like that. It doesn't get done like it is not a light bulb switch that you can do it. You have to prepare, you have to plan, and you have to develop the timeline for everything. That is how the project management is done. But you have to first like have to play it few times to figure it out how it is going to be played, and then all rules and regulations of the game has to be written up so that the software engineers can understand those. Of course, you will have to communicate to them what they are, uh, so that they internalize it, because they have to code um, such a way that during the game those rules can be followed, right, by both teams and umpires and referees. So I was giving an example of soccer. Yeah, go ahead, Aryan.
Malik sir, uh,
Yes.
sir, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the difference between leptons, bosons, and hadrons?
Okay. So now leptons, like the photon is a lepton, the proton is a hadron, and bosons are the ones which have got integral spin, and fermions are the ones which have got half integral spin. So to make give you some more details, but before I do that, let me thank Mrityunjay for sending that book. Amarnath ji, Mrityunjay has sent a book which was written by someone by I just now I forget the name. In
27th.
Orissa, someone made a what you call the he wrote completely about all the astrology and astronomy, more astronomy it is. So
Hmm.
very good collection, and that was the foreword was written by a professor of my college in 1800 something.
No, nice.
Yeah, and he has posted it in the that our group thing, so
Oh,
people
okay.
can yeah
I'll
you
look
can
at it. Oh, thanks. That's very good,
yeah
Mrityunjay. Appreciate it.
it's a very
Yeah.
nice one. But Mrityunjay, that Oriya part, no, I couldn't that could not open actually. But the
Sir, I
English
have
one
sent
I
the English
opened
one.
it. Yeah, you sent two. The one I couldn't be opened, and the other one, which was a 1500 pages, that I could open it.
Okay, sir, it's
But
the
it is
same
a
thing.
nice book. Already I have started reading that book. It's very nice.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah. So Aryan, these bosons in this world, there are two kinds of particles. There are bosons which have got integral spin, means their spins are one, two, three, whatever it is. And then fermions are half integral spin. So fermions are named after Fermi, and bosons are named after the gentleman who was in Kolkata, the SN bosons. So he described the statistics which they follow, and Fermi statistics was developed by Fermi, Enrico Fermi. So these are the two different kinds of particles. The main difference between them is that a boson can occupy the same place or very near to each other, but a fermion cannot. Like the electron, two electrons cannot be at the same place.
sir,
In other words, they call it a fermion is a particle. They do not have same quantum numbers. whereas a boson has. So this is the basic difference between them. So the way they behave in the universe is very different. So a photon behaves differently compared to an electron.
Sir,
Does that satisfy you?
as you said, sir, as you said, bosons have inter. Well, I think
Integral spin. By spin we
sir.
mean that वो लट्टू जो spin करता है ना, top when you play the spins, no, it goes. So
Yes,
that is called spinning. Now people are asking what this spin means. We don't know. But then till date it is only the spin. So half half spin. The electron has got a half.
oh,
So the way they behave is very different from each other. So all the particles in the world can be characterized into two kinds, fermions and bosons. You might have heard of hadrons. Hadrons are all heavy particles. Yes.
sir, do they have categories? Categories like maybe bosons have some. I think four types. I think.
Yeah, then there is just a
Uh,
further categorization is there, but this
yes,
is the fundamental this thing.
yes. The photon, gluon,
Yeah,
Z boson, V boson, and the Higgs boson.
yeah. Have you heard of gluon? What is a gluon?
Sir, I think it is a thing that uh,
So quarks,
oh,
quarks exchange through
yes,
gluons. So they say that when the universe started, everything was gluons. No electron, no proton, nothing was there. So it was gluons was there. And my office where I worked, there was a big group, they were the specialists in quark gluon plasma. So there was a plasma-like thing was there in the beginning of the universe.
uh,
Means after initially, then there was a quarks and gluons. They are still there.
so now
Gluons are still there. Quarks they exchange. This
sir,
topic is related to something like action at a distance. So maybe when you grow a little bit bigger, then I will discuss with you personally. What do you mean by action
oh,
at a distance? So it is related to that. Where did you read this quark gluons?
yes, sir. A
Where did you
glue,
read this
sir. It
quark
was in my
gluon?
book.
It's there in your book. In your book.
Sir, yes.
Which book is that?
Uh,
Okay, so you're reading the, yeah. So
wait a minute.
and by the way, in the group thing, no, I have posted one photograph taken by a Japanese satellite orbiting around the moon. And when there was a solar eclipse this time, no, so what was the shadow like on the earth? You can have a look at it.
Oh,
So there is a shadow of moon on earth somewhere near Australia. It was at that time, and that photograph was taken by a Japanese satellite, which was just it could take the photo of this moon and the earth with the shadow.
oh.
Very nice photograph. Amarnathji, you can have a look at that photograph. It's very nice.
Yes, I will. I'll look at both your photo as well as the Mrityunjay's book, which he has published there.
Actually, Dr. Sanjay has also come today.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sanjay is there, no? I can see that. So, Mrityunjay, so thanks for the book. And have you read that book?
No, sir. I also got the suggestion on the same day. So I also started reading the book on the same day I have sent you.
Yeah, okay. If you read, then we will try to exchange what we have understood. There are
Yes, sir.
few confusing things were there, so I could not understand. So I will reread it, reread it.
Sure, sir.
So,
Yes, sir. Sir,
particularly the foreword was written by a professor from my college in 1890. So that makes me Ravenshaw College how old it is. Just see. Of
Yes,
course,
sir.
it is already more than 150 years old.
Mm.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
good
sir, but
evening. How
till
are you?
nowadays,
Good evening,
Good.
good evening.
Dr. Sanjay.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I can't see your photograph.
Yeah,
Your
it's
photo
too
is not
late here.
visible.
Yeah, it's too late here. Everybody's sleeping. I know, I know. So that's why this session is a bit difficult for me. But I love all your talks and thoughts and ideas and facts and knowledge.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah, and we also want to learn from you many things.
currently, I am focusing a lot on laser, laser technology, laser ablation.
Oh, I see. What is it that you are doing with the laser?
So, you see, with the advent of automation and Industry 4.0, we are
Mm.
progressing towards, rapid prototyping and rapid product manufacturing, higher productivity. So, in future, we foresee two types of jobs to be created. More jobs, lot of
Yes.
jobs will be, and more jobs will be created in two areas. One
Mm-hmm.
is sales and marketing and branding, because you have
Mm.
more to sell, because you are producing at very high rate. And second thing is more work will be there in maintenance of equipments and machines and robots in future
Yes.
because of all. So maintenance can be a nightmare in future.
Yes.
So how to do quick maintenance of equipments with negative carbon footprint, not neutral, negative. So
Okay.
going beyond what concept we have about sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
So laser is highly underutilized technology which supports sustainability.
Mm.
So when we do maintenance of anything, equipment or machine or product, first thing we have to open it up, all the mechanical parts.
Right.
So opening means you have to loosen the fasteners like screws and nuts and bolts and lugs, different shapes and sizes.
Right.
And many times, you know, in case of larger equipments, say in a foundry or steel factory, or say even in when we maintain equipments in a semiconductor factory, Intel or IBM or Micron, we face challenge in opening the old nuts and bolts which have rusted or oxidized, or and people apply chemicals or apply some oil or lubricant or heat or cold. If they cannot open, they cut it off, which is
Right.
not sustainable, right? So we have we have a technology in which you can rapidly, in few seconds, you can open up any stub-borne nuts and bolts. This is one thing.
Well,
Then once you,
how does a laser open up the bolt?
I have not come to laser yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then second thing, we suppose you are able to open up nuts and bolts, and then you basically inspect the parts and after cleaning. So first thing you have to do is clean the parts. So now cleaning is done by, applying some chemicals again, or water or soap or this and that. So we can take help of laser, which we have developed, having a closed feedback loop control. Every pulse, say you have 10,000 pulse or 5,000 pulse per second, you can have a closed feedback loop control through a, sensing system, color sensing system. So a lot of patents are there in that area. And once it compares the surface, it will stop firing the laser. So we will have a very controlled, cleaning of the parts. We will remove only the surface layer where you have oxides or paint or, things, contamination. And then we have a vacuum attached to this laser system. So it won't leave the, contaminant in the atmosphere. It will suck it off through a HEPA filter, and then it will go in a very, in a storage system. And right now, because of use of chemicals and water and soap, if you remove or clean 1 kg of substrate, you produce 165 kg of solid and liquid waste that you have to further, uh, treat, like a water treatment system or chemical treatment system or waste treatment system. So companies are investing and spending a lot of money on these, chemical waste disposal.
Oh,
So here, if you clean 1 kg, you only produce half kg of, waste. So once you have done this, remove the surface, contaminant, then you have to control the surface roughness. So when we do laser ablation, we have system to also control the surface roughness for subsequent coating. If you want to enhance the life of a product, you do coating. So like plasma enhanced CVD coating, polymer coating or diamond like coating. So you need a particular surface roughness. So you achieve dual things. You clean the contaminant or remove the surface oxide or scale, whatever. Plus you control the surface roughness for subsequent coating. So this is the system, that I'm working right now. So already it is a technology which is ready-made, which can be transferred to industry, and it is being transferred. So I have come to, many countries now. I'm on tour, and
okay.
we are talking to industry, and we have investor also ready to invest in this. So we are finding industry partners and forming joint ventures. So this is what I'm doing right now. I found that, doing research is much easier than selling the ready-made technology to industry.
That is true.
More,
Yeah.
more difficult. Lot of parameters involved here. And because of uncertainty of economic situation, political condition, so it's much more
It's
difficult.
very, very nice. Why don't you propagate this in India also? I think that would be
Yes,
nice.
yes. If you have, that is my next plan. So my first plan is to, propagate in this Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, and then go to, countries like India, China, much bigger, and or I can go in parallel. It may not be in sequence. I can work in parallel. If you have any contact or anyone who is interested or any forum where I can come and deliver lecture and
Sure. I'm sure I can help you in that.
yeah and
Uh,
display the product.
as
Yeah,
you know, in Department of Atomic Energy, the laser is mostly dealt in Indore in the Center for Advanced Technology.
right.
So, as a matter of fact, when I joined BRC, I had
Mm,
one option of joining laser group which was doing a work on how to separate uranium 235 from uranium 238,
Okay.
because the masses are different. So if you put
Yes.
laser on them, so they get separated out.
Wow. Very good.
So this I'm talking about 40 years before.
Mm.
So BRC did develop this technique, but
Mm.
then it turned out to be that some easier techniques came into being, and then the laser thing was not followed. Though still
Mm.
some people do follow. But then this, what you are saying, I can get you in touch with some people in Indore. In fact, one of my batchmate, my friend also, he worked on laser. I think I'll talk to him. So maybe
In Indore,
he's
city.
in Indore. He was in Center for Advanced Technology,
Wow. Wow.
RRCAT.
See, eventually, our investor, who is a French national, he visits Indore every year.
Yeah,
He is a
we have
follower of
in
some
Indore we
yoga.
have only two big groups. One is the laser group, so they have applications of lasers in different things, and
Mm.
then we have accelerators. So,
Mm.
like say, there is one group in the accelerator group. They are irradiating all these seeds. They have
Mm.
found the technology using gamma radiation is there, and plus electrons.
Mm.
Using electrons, how to sterilize many things.
Yes.
and
So
and
this laser,
they,
yeah,
they
you are
were
right.
asked, they have put in Indore, in the
Mm.
market area, they have put this one, so it has become very fanciful thing for businessmen there. They are,
Mm.
yeah.
No, even in agriculture, you
Yes,
can kill the weeds, selectively by, sensing them, and then exactly at that spot,
yes,
send this laser gun, and then
yes,
you touch the, the food part, the crop will
yes,
remain uh, safer, but at the same time, you can kill selectively,
yeah,
accurately
yes,
without applying any fertilizer or something. And laser is nothing but light. It is electro.
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a light.
So,
Yeah,
just to add on,
Yeah.
laser technology is such a common technology
Mm.
that it is used everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
In semiconductor industry, we cannot move even a bit forward without using laser. Every
Yes,
step
yes.
we use the laser.
Laser. Yeah,
Okay,
we
Aryan,
use
you should
laser dicing.
understand that one. It is a physics. Laser
Yeah,
is
yeah,
nothing
we
but
do laser.
a how do
Mm.
you manipulate the light. That's
Mm.
what it is.
Correct,
And
correct,
then basically that's the whole game. In
correct,
physics, that's what we do, right?
correct.
And I just wanted to add on something else,
Mm.
which Dr. Sanjay didn't mention, and probably you guys are also not aware of it because unless you experience it, you don't know the problem. So let me explain to you first the problem. All of you have right now seen in India the machines in general environment, right? Even if you go to industry, let's say any industry you go, you will see in the current room temperature, atmosphere, humidity, you have machines. That
Mm-hmm.
is kind of general, right? If you go
Mm.
to any machine shop where they are working or any factory, you will see. Then comes to next level. If you go to like pharmaceutical industry in India, you will see that they are doing manufacturing in clean room environment.
Right.
Okay, so why do they do clean room environment? You have to ask the question. Why can't we simply do it in the general environment? Aryan, can you think of any reason why you need a special environment for making the medicine or medical related parts?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Here is a reason for that one. That you know you want a part which is defect free, and how can you make a part defect free if you are producing that in a defective environment like in the general environment? For example, right now, general room environment. Do you know how many particles are here? It looks like it is an empty place, but there are billions of particles around us right now. So it is a dirty environment. So suppose in this dirty environment, you make a part for your heart, and then what will happen? That heart part which you have made here, uh, uh, there will be a lot of dust accumulated on top of it. And so a thin film of dust particles will be on top of it. And so now you put that part in somebody's heart, what will happen? Those part with the defects will go into the heart. Now, uh, when you do that one, then it will not function properly because defects layer which is on top of it will interfere, right? It will not come in contact. So suppose if there is electrical contact happening, then because of that defect layer, electrical contact of that part with the other piece will not happen because of the defect there is in between. So that will inhibit that one. So that is the requirement in the pharmaceutical, that you make the parts in a clean room environment. Okay. So now you understand. Now same thing in the semiconductor industry. We also do everything in the clean room environment. Similarly, there is a lot of physics work which atomic related Mallik ji has been doing. They all are done in the clean room environment. Similarly, I'm sure there is a lot of work for the all the space work is done in the clean environment. So basically, the reason we do in the clean environment is because we want to control environmental defect. That is the one thing. Now comes the second part. Now, uh, uh, let us say that you have created a very good environment now. Clean room. There is a classification of clean room. Like I was telling you, that right now in this room, there are billions of particles around us. But if I make a class 10 or class 1 clean room, that means that in a 1 cubic feet of the area, there will be one particle or 10 particle. That is what the we say, like class 1, class 100, class 1,000. It means that that many particles of certain size are allowed in 1 cubic foot of the area. So or the, yeah, space. So that's one thing. So now you understand that what is the reason for controlling the defect. Now, to control the defect, we have done only the controlling the environment of the area. Now, second part is the machine itself, uh, where you are going to process some step. Now you have to make also as best defect free as possible. So, uh, so that is why when you make the same machine for say general use in the outside in general environment, and same machine for the clean room environment, the cost goes 3 times higher for the clean room environment, because now the parts of the machine for the clean room has to be of such a material which does not degenerate itself. Otherwise, it will start producing a lot of defects, a lot of dust. So, so now you have to make a machine. How can you make a machine which is not going to produce any additional defect? That's the one thing you have to do. And similarly, you have to cut down. We are, as a human, are very big polluter. So you have to see how can we reduce the interaction of machine. For example, you don't want to do machine maintenance of that machine in the clean room by human. You want a automated machine which can do the maintenance, and that is where his laser technology comes. That now this laser thing he is talking about, instead of you and me and going to fix the machine in the clean room, this laser related machine will go and do all the job, all the dirty jobs of reassembling, opening the parts, cleaning, whatever is activity. Okay.
Yeah, that's very nice, I think. Thank you, Amarnath ji. So, Dr. Sanjay, what is the kind of lasers that you'll be using in that? Oh, So, Dr. Sanjay, now, so Aryan, you are raising
So,
your hand. What is it that you want to ask?
Uh,
Now let me
sir,
add
I
something
want to
on.
ask.
yeah, go
Let
ahead.
Yes.
me
Sir, I want to ask
first add
what.
what Amarnath ji has said. That is correct. Laser is not new. Even in semiconductor, the first process we do in backend is laser dicing. Of very very thin uh, wafers, semiconductor wafers, silicon wafers. Now they are coming of the size of you know 20 to 30 micron thickness, very thin. So they are
Yes,
very
sir.
fragile. So we have stopped using mechanical methods. We use optical methods. But the beauty of this
Mhm.
laser that we have in the world, only we have the IP of this closed feedback loop laser. Nobody else has this. And we have gotten this Federal Aviation Authority approval. So that approval is very difficult to get. So once you have that approval, you can even clean the aircraft surfaces, aircraft components and parts. So
Malik sir, I have.
that is what I wanted to add on the top of that.
Oh,
Aryan has a question.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
yes.
Sanjay ji, just give him a second. Let him
Yeah,
ask his question, then you can continue. Thank you.
yeah.
What
Aryan, go ahead,
happens,
please.
sir? What
Yes.
happens to the space time when cosmic object collide?
Aryan, I don't know the answer to this question.
Uh, so then, sir, how do airplanes fly
You
upside
have any
down?
you have any answer to this question?
Mm,
You are asking cosmic
no, sir,
objects collide. What do you mean by cosmic objects?
sir, stars like things.
Yeah, Aryan knows these things. Amarnathji, Aryan knows these things.
Yeah. So,
So,
so, so, so basically, you have to define that one. Is it a gas or it is a gaseous planet or it is a solid planet like Earth? What it is? So basically,
Sir,
you have in physics
that's
what
what
you have.
black hole.
Ah, I mean, what
Sir,
we have
like
basically, we have solid, we have liquid, and we have. I'm coming from very basic, solid, liquid, and gases, right? So if the when you say
yes,
that
sir.
two objects collide, basically two different, let's say, planet when they collide, they could be one of these, solid or liquid or gas, right? And so on both sides, depending what you have to understand the
no,
interaction how it.
Amarnathji, he is asking a different question. He is asking that there is a space-time, distortion is there with one star and
Yes,
another star. When they
Right.
will collide, then what will happen to the resultant space-time? That is what he is asking.
yes, sir.
So I don't know the answer to this question. So maybe I'll try to think over it and maybe let you know next time.
Sir, so then how do livers create energy if the
How
conservation
do?
of energy? How do livers create energy? If
What is a lever? Which lever you are talking about?
there any liver, like third, li-
Liver means in our body liver. Liver
no,
you're
no,
talking
sir, like the not in a body. It's like a clipper, hammer, nutcracker, pliers. This type. There are there are three types of them.
yeah. So what happens is that how they conserve energy.
Yes, sir. Sir, how do they? Sir, I can't explain it.
No, no. So what is your question? Because you're
I don't know. Sir, how can I lift a whole car with a forgot it in name. Jack. It was like this.
Acha, you're talking about that lever. So
Yes.
Amarnathji, he is talking about that lever, not only car, but, the who was that there he said that he can lift the whole earth if he has the proper lever system.
Yes.
So the lever is what? Just have you seen that Ojo? There is a
Crane.
uh,
Basically, it is a crane. That's what he's saying, right?
no, liver is you have in the gardens, have no one side father is there, other side the his
Yeah,
child is there.
yeah,
So father, yeah. So the child is at the larger part of the end, and father is at the nearer to the center, and they can
yes,
balance each other.
that's
So
correct.
similarly, same principle you can apply with the earth also. You
Yeah.
can lift earth if you like it, provided you need to have. If you calculate, you will need a very big
Sir, but
lever
how does
arm.
it do it?
No, it's just a balancing of force. So there is nothing big in it. The forces must be balanced.
So the question is, where do you lift Earth from? It's all in the
Sir,
space.
sir, almost more
Yeah.
than
I mean, where you want to lift from, and where do you want to put it in? Aryan, that is my
yes,
question.
sir.
I
Sir,
because I
if
don't.
you if you had a plank that is almost wait, I'm calculating. Mm,
Yeah, suppose you had a plank which could be, say, let us say, billion meters long, and you could be sitting on the other side. Then you can lift the earth. But you'll
mm,
need a fulcrum. Fulcrum is the central there where you put the thing. So you will need a fulcrum. I don't know how to get a fulcrum for the earth. That
Not
is what
only fulcrum,
Amarnath
but
is.
yes, sir.
where the fulcrum will stand.
Yeah, that is the problem. Yeah. So Aryan,
You need
you
to
have a
put a
big
floor
problem.
underneath.
Yes. So moon could be
Strong enough to balance. I mean, take the weight of Earth and whatever is on the other side. So it will be basically 2x of Earth load, at least. Why did it? Why this question came to your mind? What you are trying to figure out, Aryan?
sir. I read in the book about the speed multipliers, force multipliers, uh, t- uh, and lever could be a force multiplier or a speed multiplier.
Yeah, force multiply, I understand. But what is a speed multiplier?
So it is a small.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah,
in a
go ahead. See, Aryan, never be, afraid of making mistakes. It's only when we make mistakes and then get corrected, then we learn. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. Say what you want to say.
okay. So
Yes?
these third class levers are used in applications where speed is necessary because large force is applied by the effort and so the load travels a further distance. Now as the further distance it speed is also multiplied.
Acha, maybe in that sense, okay. Anyway, it's basically an example type of force multiplier itself, yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So,
Sir,
yes.
mm,
Vineet.
yes sir.
No, Vineet. Pankaj ji, you're calling Vineet, isn't it?
Aryan,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
Just give us a second because there is one another gentleman beneath who had joined. We want to little bit introduce ourselves and want to get his introduction. Then we'll
Okay, sir.
resume discussion.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Pankaj, go
Vineet,
ahead and introduce
Vineet,
Beneath.
unmute yourself. Vineet is on mute. Pankaj ji.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, now it's good.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Now you can talk.
I'm on the road, so you might be hearing a little bit noise
Now
at the
it's good.
background. Sorry
Now
about
it's
that.
good. Yeah, it's working right now. It's good. You can now little bit introduce yourself, and then we'll do the same.
Yeah, I have a. I think we have talked a little bit
Oh,
from last couple of weeks. I had some personal issue. I wasn't able to like show up, but then today I
okay,
had some time, so I just joined.
good.
But
Yeah,
it's a great conversation. I was just um, closely paying attention to all of these knowledges. I'm not from
yeah.
this background though, but then I'm following. I'm trying to understand.
And we request you that if you know any students, we really want students and young professionals to come and join us. That was our original intent. And somehow we are not able to get the students.
No,
Uh,
so
uh,
Vineet ji, you are in which profession, by the way?
Um, okay, just for recapping it, right? Like I'm joining from U.S. Virginia, and I work as a IT product manager, and primarily I'm dealing with healthcare
Oh,
related
yeah, yeah, yeah.
product.
I remember. I
Healthcare
remember now.
related
Yes,
product.
yes,
oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right. So you are in US. That's very good.
yeah,
Where in the US you are? You are in Virginia, you said?
yeah. I'm in Virginia.
Oh,
It's near to Washington D.C. Like it's a 1.5 hour from
wow.
Washington D.C.
Okay.
Richmond.
And
I'm in
then
Virginia,
we
Richmond.
are in New Jersey about 3.5 hours from Washington, D.C. So basically 5 hours away from here. Yes. Okay. Good.
Yes, yes,
Good to know. Good to know.
yeah.
I remember last time Vineet also discussed about few healthcare things.
Yeah, we talked about a little bit. I think I don't remember all the names, but yeah, we had several questions. So we were talking about industry in general. Yeah, I'd love to discuss sometime, like if anyone will be interested in that. But these discussions were really exciting. My
Okay.
background
So,
is in electronics and communication, but then I'm not expert in all these. Um, like a laser and all these. I don't have like an advanced level of knowledge, but I can understand what you're talking about.
yeah. I mean, nobody is expert unless you work in that particular field,
Yeah,
and even
exactly.
that field, you only know a little bit. As we all know
Do,
this. So,
do
so
you
it's
know?
not.
Do you know, Vineet, what is the definition of an expert? The
Expert.
definition of an expert is a person who doesn't know everything, but once given a chance, if you give him time, he will know anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't have to be expert. Like it's just
Yeah,
your attitude and your desire to keep on learning and improving your skill. That make you expert.
yeah,
Like everybody starts from somewhere, where he know a little bit about the things.
Okay, so Vinitji, do you have a little time to answer one of the question which Aryan had asked earlier? And I explained to him from a project management perspective how it can be done. But you can explain a little bit the software part. So I don't think you heard him earlier. Uh, Aryan was asking question that he wants to develop a game, software game. How does he do that one? That was his question. That if he wants to develop a game, computer game, how can he do that one? So maybe you can throw some light.
Yeah, sure. So today is a really software game is a kind of blooming market. There are a lot of opportunities, and especially in the Western world, right? Like where in India, it's a different story. I think India is also changing. Like I visited in month of July. I had been in India for a month, so I've seen. I visited like after a long time, like 7 8 years back, after that. But lot of things have changed, which I have seen earlier. Like we used to focus more on outdoor game, but then now kids are moving toward the indoor setup and all, right? But here on the western side, anyway, you don't have a lot of opportunity to like play outdoors. So that's how this industry is blooming. Even my like a 10-year-old son, um, he spends most of his time having all these indoor activities rather than outdoor. So there are a lot of opportunity. Have to see that what kind of game, and because game is also it's like a different there are also different segmentation is there. Like some of the games are like you have car racing game, you have like a FIFA, football. There are a lot of other animated
Yes,
characters.
sir.
So what type of basically
It's a car racing game
you are
we were
keen
doing.
of it. Yeah, so in car racing also there are different. So what I'm trying to say, I'll not go in detail, but like we have to see that what exactly you are aspiring for, right? And if you are clear on that, um, your goal, that what exactly your segment, what you want to build, just try to visualize the thing in your mind and come up with something like um, even if it's a rough picture or something, that what exactly you want to make it, right? So that will help. The first thing is the defining that kind of goal, that what game, all these things. Then I think all of the other stuff is it will be easier. Managing all these things, it would be like kind of product, right? Like so where you'll be defining all the feature, all those requirement, that how many player will be playing, what will happen. It's a very detailed algorithm that you have to define that what will happen sometime in the game, just to keep people engaged. They try to give some points at certain level, some kind of perks, so that people will keep on coming. Like they will give some free points so that they will be keen of coming back to that. Otherwise, people will just go away. So those are some of the marketing strategies. So these things we can come up with later, but then right now, if we can focus on just what exactly we want to build in, what should be the functionality, basic functionality, I think that's going to be a good starting point. And the rest of the thing from the marketing perspective, how we want to launch it, like whether we want to keep it on the just on the like app level, we want to get it on the mobile, or what kind of device it should be compatible with. That that will be the next thing to think about. Like most of the game, you will see that some of them maybe you have Xbox, you have um, Nintendo, you have different mobile app. So where you want to launch it, because everything relates to the some cost. You will have the return as well, but then that will be the long term. So um, so especially whenever somebody start like a beginner, they just do in one platform, and gradually they expand their to the different platform. So that's the one way to think of. I don't know whether I did answer your question, or you had any specific ask about it.
No, sir, not really.
Did I answer your question, or Like you wanted to know something specific.
No, sir, not too
Okay.
much. Cause
Yeah,
we
you
are
start
doing.
thinking of, and then later I can help you with, like, I mean, we have to keep a small time. So once you will start doing a step by step, like you can do it.
So, Aryan, what he is saying is that, which I already said earlier, that
Yes,
coding is only a part of the project, and that comes later.
we have,
Uh,
we have to
in the yeah. So first you have to define everything as a and right now it is only in your mind, right? Your brain only knows what you want. So you have to define the game, how it is going to be played, and then you have to establish the rules, regulations around that game, players, everything, referee, all these, and rules of the game, and then how scoring will happen. All those things have to be defined first, and we call it also in many words, many times we call it specifications, and then a specification and requirement, and then will be the you have to go one by one to fix all of the requirements and all of the specifications you have to meet. So, so that's why it's your role will be just not simply coding, but you are like a project manager, your or product manager. You can call it your program manager. You are all three in one. In industry, we have three different functions. Those people who own the product, you know. So you have to coordinate from the beginning to end, and then because it is your product, you are the product manager right now, and then you have to assemble the team for doing different tasks. So that's how any project gets done. All the games will be done the same way, but first you have to define the game, how it is going to be played, what are the requirements of the game, and then comes later on the coding part.
Yeah, absolutely. It's well summarized. Thank you. Thanks for doing it.
thank you.
There is one thing I'll say, that there is a gentleman by the name of Ruchi Sharma. Ruchi Sharma. He predicts
Yes,
by 2030 the industry of toy industry will be multi-trillion dollar, not billion, trillion dollar. People are going to become use more and more of games, and that's how Narendra Modi also is trying to push the toys industry and games industry. You'll be surprised because this industry is going to grow very fast. So
you're right.
Aryan, you
Yeah,
are on the right
absolutely.
track.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And the next level is, I think you guys might have heard of metaverse, right? Where
Yes,
you just go to the virtual world and you just do everything, whatever you want, right? Like,
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
so it's going there. So
Sir,
next
a
era
friend
is
of
going to be
mine,
there. Go
sir,
ahead.
a friend of mine was making 8 games. He had a big team, a very big team. Four of them are completed. Uh, the names are Geometry Dash, Flappy Bird, Shooting Games, and the fourth one they are working on. Yes,
So he's your friend, is it?
yes, sir.
That's
But
very,
he's not
that's
in
very,
our team because
that's very nice.
we already have a big team.
Yes, glad to hear that.
Maybe we all should try to join your team so that we can earn quite a lot after 10 years.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'll be happy to be
It's
partner.
I. Sir,
Is
Yeah, there are a
it?
lot of There are a lot of teenagers right now. They are the CEOs of the company which they have started, and I think there are quite a few teenagers who are billionaires now because they developed some software, sold it at very high price.
No, sir. I just wanted to try different things. That's all.
Good.
There was a model too, but I quitted cause I don't know how to make a computer models.
You are too young right now, to
Yes.
learn everything. So it will gradually come. You keep investigating, and these are the sources like this meeting. And then, as I said, that Google, you search on the Google all the questions which come to your mind. You put it in the computer, and you will see. You'll be shocked to see how many answers you get. So that is your second source, and like YouTube is another source. So there are different ways you learn, right? It's not only that
Yes.
reading books is another way, right? And so you have to use all those kind of things. There are movies where you can go nowadays. Um, so utilize all of this for
Yes.
learning whatever you want to learn.
So, Aryan, I will suggest you that if you try to find black, what do you call black matter,
Yes. No,
dark
antimatter
matter,
or dark matter?
no
Yes,
dark
dark
matter.
matter.
If you find and you find black holes, but if you find dark
Yes.
matter, you'll get a Nobel Prize and you will earn quite a lot of money. By the way, so you have to choose
Yes.
between developing toy and finding out dark matter.
No, sir. But my interest is same. Astronomy.
Yeah. Mrityunjay is very quiet today. What's the matter? Mrityunjay?
Sir, I'm listening, sir. Listen to everything, sir. That's why I'm just curious about our new topics to discuss today. So I'm just listening and taking some notes.
So, Mrityunjay, I have a question for you.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I see you are kind of doing some, you are doing work in the area of astronomy, astrophysics, and all those kind of stuff. I
Yes, sir.
mean, I don't know about Malikji, but I don't know the basic of our charts, like astrological or astronomical chart, whatever you call, like all the rasis and all that stuff. Maybe one day you can give us the basic lecture on that
So,
one.
so Amarnath ji, that is what Mrityunjay has posted. That book,
Oh, okay,
summarizes everything which was known in India about this astrology and astronomy and everything.
okay.
1500 pages of the book. So he has
Okay, so
posted
yeah,
it.
I was looking for a book like that. I mean, it's too bad that we learned so much of mathematics here and there, but we never learned the basic mathematics. I'm interested to kind of venture a little bit in that area.
Yeah.
And first
Yeah,
is
yeah,
to
but
understand our
only
system.
thing, Amarnath ji, only thing I will request you that you should get interested in astronomy, but there is no basis for astrology.
No, 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 no. Astrology, I'm not, but astronomy, I am because
Sure. Yeah.
there is one guy here. I'm forgetting his name right now. He's a computer scientist, but he's a good Indologist. He has, with help of computer and all the literature we have in Ramayana and Mahabharata and Puranas about our astronomical charts of the incident, he has calculated exact date of all the 18 days of war when the Mahabharata happened. He has come up with the dates of Ram Ravan war, which is like 14,000 roughly years, but he gives you exact date in hours and minutes when the events happen. I'm forgetting right now his name, but it will come to me. So I'm it is very fascinated. That is where I learned that Ramayana happened about 14,000 years back, roughly, as per his calculation. And roughly about 7,000 years back was the Mahabharata. And basically, he has computed all these based on the astronomical charts given in our scriptures.
Yeah, I will tell you what is the basis of that one. One is the kind of equipments like the in the war which they use. That is one indicator that when was it held. But the second most important is related to the astronomical charts, because
Yes.
the Earth, precedes the axis of the Earth precedes in 26,000 years.
Hmm.
So you in every in 26,000 years. So you see today what you are seeing in the sky, tomorrow it will not be the same thing. There is a
Yeah,
difference. But this cycle
exactly.
goes in 26,000 years, one cycle.
Yeah, yeah,
So from the description which the Mahabharata and the Ramayana they contain the location of the stars, from that they can make out that how many years back it was. You
yeah.
can take it.
Because
Yeah, you can
in
just
the
calculate.
in
Yeah.
the computer simulation, he has done all that work, that
Yeah,
going
it's
back
not
in
a big
time.
big deal. It's just once you know that it is a 26,000 year cycle, then you know that if you are seeing star at that position, like say for example, the North Pole which is there now, the pole star which is in north, it will not remain the North Pole after some time, because of the precision of this ones. It will some other star will be come in north because of
Yeah.
the precision. So, from that you can make out, how many years back it was there.
Okay,
But
good.
but it's not so. I do not know how he could do it to the exactly up to hours. So that's very difficult, I would
Well,
say.
he has. I'll
But
send you his
certainly few
information.
hundred years accuracy can be done.
Oh, no, no, no. He has got in the years, not in 100 years calculation. He has got the date
Because
of
all
the day,
all the
the day
yeah,
Gita was
all the
said.
Yeah, actually, all the observations were made with the eye most of the time in the Mahabharata times. So that was
Yes.
not so fairly accurate as we have now with the telescope. Because the angle measurement is a very thing which has developed now only in last 200 years. But
Okay.
before that, it was just eye measurement, which was not very accurate. So
Okay.
the error comes because of that.
I see. Okay. So it's good that I'll look into that one, and now we have in-house
Sir,
expert, so we can ask him to deliver a little lecture. We also read his book first, and then maybe uh, he can explain some of the questions we have, or otherwise also as a seminar to all of us.
But I'm afraid Mrityunjay is already a student. I hope he will have time to read the 1500 page book. Hello,
sir,
Mrityunjay.
Yes, sir.
But he has already posted that book. So will you have time to read that book, 1500 page book?
sir. But in my there is no showing any, and I can't even open anything. Um,
Is it so? You have to ask Pankajji. I think he gave to Pankajji and Pankajji has posted. And I have
yes,
now copied it in my computer.
sir.
So
It has 554 pages, but I can't open it.
Yeah, that is the one
Um,
I also can't open, and there is another one which is 1500 pages, 1100 pages actually, 11 to 1200 pages.
but in my it is not showing.
Yeah, but just you have to ask Mrityunjay. I mean, he will post you again then. There is one more question to Amarnath ji.
Yes.
The question is that the one which you have posted, the qualification of the ministers of Bihar, is it that the RTI you asked for or you have taken it from someone else?
No, 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 no. This is, I think this is the government given in some place information, Bihar government. This
But
is information given by Bihar
none
government
of the
in court, I
ministers
think.
none of the ministers have passed class 5.
That's
What's the matter?
What?
None of the ministers have passed class 5. What's the matter?
Yeah. No, so it is, I think there was some lawsuit or some place where they have given, and I saw this one on the Twitter handle. Somebody had posted that this is what is given by the Bihar government. And actually, my Marathi friend sent it to me. I didn't see it.
No,
I said,
but
no,
I wonder whether this is a fake thing or is it a real thing?
no, 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 it is not fake because it is a, why it would be fake? I mean,
Because
somebody has
everywhere,
to
all
then,
the ministers are either class 5 or class 6 or class 7. Someone is class
we,
8. Only the chief minister is engineer.
yeah, so that's correct. And we know about Lalu's son. Both of them are like one is high school, one is ninth pass or whatever. So at
Yeah,
least
that we
we
know.
know that,
Yes, that we
yeah.
know.
So,
The
so other
future
one,
chief
that's
minister
why
is.
is we'll have to find out that information, that verify it. I mean, what I have been told, what I saw on the Twitter, that I'll send you the original text, that it was the deposition given by Bihar government in some kind of lawsuit somewhere. I don't know where it all started.
I
And
have
then,
sent this message to the Times Verified. The Times of India is running this thing WhatsApp number. If you think something is fake and if you send them, they'll verify it for you and tell you
okay,
whether it is genuine or not. So I have
okay, so
sent to
please,
them. I have sent to them yesterday, and they haven't
good.
replied yet.
I'll send you the original which came in the Twitter. I can email you that Twitter, or I'll post it here also.
Okay. Okay, then I
All
think
right. Yeah, go
so.
ahead.
Pankaj ji, should we call it a day then?
Yeah, I had the same question for Pankaj.
sir. I know a story I have read in a Upanishad. Can I say it?
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, in that book, I read that there was going to be a philosophical battle uh, between people, and the wisest would get rewards. In that, a person named Yagnavalka came and said, "I am the wisest, and this is not even a contest for me." And the other Brahmins were angry, and they choose the best 8 of them to defeat him. But they couldn't, and the Brahmin lost, and the last one, Vidurka, uh, according to the rules, he, he had to die. And
Hmm.
I think it was the story in an Upanishad.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I had told one time, but I can retell it some other day. I know I can tell you the whole story in detail. And I was, for a while, I was reading a book written by Yagyabal himself. It is called no, not Yagyabal, by Astabakra.
No, sir.
Astabakra. You are
Sir,
talking about.
sir, the book, sir, the book name was Brihadaranyaka Upanishad.
Oh. But the story which you are referring, that story is about Rishi Astabakra. And Astabakra was a very learned person. And then I'll just say in the briefly,
Yes.
his father was killed in the debate. When in the Raja Janak Darbar, he had a very scholarly pandit, And what he was doing is that he would say that any new Pandit who come to challenge him, the condition was that um, um, if 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 they get defeated, then they have to take jal samadhi, means die in the water pond. You go in the water and die. That was the rule. So that, I'm forgetting that name of the Pandit. He was such a big scholar that everybody who would come to debate with him, they would lose. So everybody was dying. And then in that process, Astabak's father also died. When Astabak become,
Oh,
so Astabak then started living with his nana, nani, and mama. Then he came to know about, when he was teenager, like 12 years old, that his father died in that debate with the Pandit of Raja Janak. So he decided to challenge him. He learned all the Vedas from his nana, all the scholarly things. He and his mama, his maternal uncle, both of them went to the Raja Janak Darbar, and he said that we want to challenge that Pandit. Uh, and then Doorman said that, hey, you guys are kids. This is not a kids game. Then he said, no, 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 no. We are kids looking, but we are scholars. And you need to arrange a meeting with me with the Raja Janak. So then Raja Janak said, fine, let them come in. He went inside, and then there was already meeting going on. And then when he was ugly because he was deformed at many places, at 8 places. So Raja Janak and all the pandits who were in the court, Raja Janak was quiet, but other pandits, they started laughing after seeing him. They were mocking his appearance because he was, deformed at many places, and they were laughing that how can this person, like this deformed person, can come to challenge us. So pandits in the Raja, they were thinking, and they started laughing. Then this kid boy of 12 years, Yagyabalk, not Yagyabalk, Astabakr, he said, he commented like this. This is his statement. O Raja Janak, I thought that when I go to your darbar, I would meet all the scholarly pundits. But what I see is that they all are charmkar. Charmkar means those who know only about skin. They are laughing at my skin. They have not challenged me in my learning, how much I know about stuff or whatever, but looking at my body, they just started laughing at it. So are they really Pandit or they are Chamar? That's how he commented. Oh, okay. So then everybody woke up. Whoa, boy, this boy is not a boy. This boy is something. So then debate time was arranged, and then he debated with the pundits of his court, and finally he defeated them. So then, as per rule, now the Raj Pandit who was giving the death sentence to others, he has to go and die in the pond. He has to take Jal Samadhi as per rule. But he said that I have not come to kill you. I have just come to discontinue this method which you have applied. This is not the way scholars should discuss and die. This is a very wrong way of debating things. We need to grow further. We need to improve things, and we need to collaborate. And how can we collaborate if we kill one of the worthy person? So stop going forward this nonsense. And then from that day, nobody was killed. He didn't kill this other guy also. So this is the story. Now you get it?
Oh,
sir, this I think it was different from that I read. Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
because you read the very short version. You didn't read the whole big thing. That's why I gave you the big picture. Bandis.
Nothing.
Bandi was the name of the guy, the Pandit of the Raja. Raja Janak Pandit. Bandi. Pandit Bandi. He used to defeat everybody in Shastras, including the father of Astabak. So he was,
Sir,
okay.
Okay,
All
this
right.
is a very
So
nice story.
yeah. So I guess Pankaj. Now, if nobody has anything, then maybe we can call it off.
Okay,
Okay.
good,
Thank
day
you.
and good night to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Doc-
Okay. Good night,
Dr.
Aryan.
Sanjay,
Bye.
I'll get back to you with the right person.
You know,
Okay.